Volunteers hit the streets of Lexington today to survey people without shelter. The goal is to get a better idea of who lacks housing in Lexington.
They will also gather reports from hospitals, recovery centers, housing programs, and school leaders. WKYT's Alyssa Williams is live at the New Life Day Center to talk about today's survey. She has our top story.
Yeah, today numerous volunteers will be out in Lexington to ask unhoused individuals to answer a few questions with hopes of learning how many folks out there are currently unhoused and how these organizations can best meet their needs. Now, the Catholic Action Center's director and co-founder Jenny Ramsey says last year they counted more than 2,000 unhoused individuals total. But this count and survey is not to be confused with the cities. Ramsey says today's count includes those who are in jails, hospitals, and other facilities for less than 30 days before they're out on the street again. But Ramsey also adds that this is more than counting. It's about showing these individuals that they count.
They want to tell their stories. They want someone to hear them. So today's about dignity, respect, and information. Because how can we plan for the winter if we don't know how many people are unhoused? How can anybody plan for anything if we don't have a true picture?
Ramsey adds that this year's survey and count is going to look a little different because of the Safer Kentucky Act. But I'll have more on this throughout the day. But for now, live in Lexington, Alyssa Williams, WKYT.